Here, this is a menstrual cycle, that is first day, 14th day and 28th day. At first day the menstrual bleeding will be started. Now whenever the menstrual bleeding will be started, it will be last for 5 to 7 days. Now what are the events which are taking place in hypothalamus and anterior pituitary, and what are the events that takes place in ovary means? Now whenever, let us consider this is the hypothalamus, and this is the pituitary gland, and this is a blood vessel coming to it, and this is arcuate nucleus, and it releases special type. Let us consider only one hormone, that is it releases FSH. This name is called follicle stimulating hormone. Now follicle stimulating hormone is released by the anterior pituitary with the help of arcuate nucleus. Now what happens to the ovary in this condition? Now let us consider this is an ovary. This is one ovary. In ovary, it consists of ovum, let us consider this is one ovum, and surrounded by some thin sheet of cells. It is surrounded by thin sheet of cells. This is called primordial follicles. These are called primordial follicle. The name of this is primordial follicle. Now, this is now. When does this follicles will start cell division? Means the cell division will be started during the case of embryogenesis only. Now it starts it. Let us consider this is one cell undergoes mitotic division, first mitotic division and second mitotic division, and it will be, they will start it first mitotic division during the case of embryogenesis, and they will stop at the prophase. They will be stopped at the prophase. Then this is in prophase condition. It will be stuck in the prophase condition. Now there is special enzymes which are present inside the ovary, that is stromal enzymes. Now these stromal enzymes can convert this primordial follicle into special type of follicle, that is, let us consider this is ovum, and which is surrounded by special type of cells, which may be mono layer, it may be one layer or it may be multi-layered. It may be single layer or it may be multi-layered. Now this structure is called primary follicle. Primary follicle. This structure is called primary follicle. Now whenever this primary follicle is formed, there is no utilization of FSH. Now what is the function of FSH means? What is the important function of FSH means? Now this is primary follicle. Now this primary follicle, with the help of special hormone, that is follicle stimulating hormone, this will get converted into, it will get modified. Let us consider this is ovum, and these are granulosa cells, these are special type of granulosa cells, and on surface of granulosa cells they secrete special type of another type of cells that are called theca cells. They secrete special type of cells that are called thecal cells. Special thecal cells are secreted. Now this entire structure is called secondary follicle. This is called secondary follicle. This is primary follicle. The primary follicle will get converted into secondary follicle with the help of follicle stimulating hormone. This is one of the most important function of follicle stimulating hormone. Now follicle stimulating hormone is present. It helps in conversion of primary follicle into secondary follicle. Now what is the function of these thecal cells and this granulosa cells? Now these thecal cells will secrete special type of hormones that are androgens, like special type of androgens that are testosterones. They secrete special this female reproductive cell or female reproductive ovary will secrete special type of male sex hormone, that is testosterone. Now this testosterone will be moved into the granulosa cells. It will get moved into the granulosa cells. Now this granulosa cells contain special type of enzymes which can convert this testosterone into special type of female hormone, sex hormone, that is estrogen. That is estrogen. It will release special type of enzyme hormone, that is estrogen. In this way, estrogen is not directly produced from the granulosa cells, but they are secreted from the thecal cells, and from thecal cells they will release into granulosa cells, and these granulosa cells can convert this male testosterone hormone into female estrogen hormone. This estrogen hormone will play an important role in the female reproductive cycle. Now whenever this estrogen will be present in this female reproductive ovary, now what is the function of this estrogen means, this estrogen will excessively stimulate the anterior pituitary gland, or else it will stimulate the arcuate nucleus. It will stimulate the arcuate nucleus. Whenever this arcuate nucleus is stimulated, it will release one more special type of hormone, that is called this special type of hormone is called luteinizing hormone. This special type of hormone is called luteinizing hormone. Whenever this luteinizing hormone is released, now this estrogen will have positive effect on hypothalamus, will secrete excessive amount of follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. But one important condition to remember is the amount of follicle stimulating hormone will be lesser than luteinizing hormone. This is one of the important point to remember in female reproductive cycle. Now here we are discussing this condition from first day to 14th day. Now when follicle stimulating hormone is less in amount when compared to the luteinizing hormone, this luteinizing hormone concentration will be increased. Then whenever these are increased, then the female reproductive cycle will be moving to 13th to 14th day. Now whenever this luteinizing hormone is high in amount, then what is the function of this luteinizing hormone means, this luteinizing hormone, what is the important function of this luteinizing hormone is, this is a secondary follicle. Now this secondary follicle, there is a blood supply to this secondary follicle. There is a blood supply to the follicle. Now, if luteinizing hormone concentration is increased, then this blood supply to these thecal cells will get decreased. So, whenever this blood supply will get decreased, then it becomes avascular. It becomes avascular. These highly vascular thecal cells will become avascular in nature. Whenever they become avascular in nature, then it will increases the size of these thecal cells. There will be elongation of thecal cells. Whenever these are elongated, then this luteinizing hormone will rupture the thecal cells. It will rupture the thecal cells. There will be rupturing of thecal cells. And whenever these are ruptured, it will release a special type of constituent, that is, it will release ovum, and on outside of the ovum, this membrane glandular cells will secrete special type of layer, that is zona pellucida. This blue color layer is called zona pellucida, and on surface of zona pellucida, it consists of some layers of granulosa cells. Some layers of granulosa cells. Now, these layers of granulosa cells, which are formed after the rupturing of secondary follicle with the help of luteinizing hormone, then this green color structure is called corona radiata. And this blue color is called zona pellucida. Now, this important structure will be removed from it, then it gets converted into one special form. It will be converted into one special form, and this is thecal cells, and it consists of granulosa cells, a set of granulosa cells, a set of granular cells. Now, whenever it is released, it will be enter into the uterus. It will be entering into the uterus. This is the uterus, and this is the cervix of uterus, and here it contains fallopian tube, this is one fallopian tube, and this is another fallopian tube. One and two fallopian tubes, and here it will be reached towards the fallopian tube, which is surrounded by zona pellucida and surrounded by corona radiata. Now, this here this condition is reached to the 14th day. This is 14th day, on which with the help of luteinizing hormone, it gets busted, or else it will get ruptured, and it will be released into the fallopian tubes, and this remaining structure is called corpus luteum. This remaining structure is called corpus luteum. Now, what is the important function of this corpus luteum is, Now, as we know that this this uterus consists of 3 layers, that is innermost layer, this is the innermost layer, that is endometrium, and outside it consists of smooth muscles. Next to this it consists of smooth muscles. These are called myometrium. This is myometrium, and outside the myometrium it consists of perimetrium. This red color structure is perimetrium. In this way, it is divided to 3 layers. Outermost layer is perimetrium, middle myometrium, and inner layer is endometrium. Now, what is the function of this main corpus luteum is, it will secrete special type of hormone, that is progesterone, and it also secretes estrogen. But the progesterone will be more compared to the estrogen. So, whenever the progesterone hormone is secreted, what is the important function of this progesterone is, now there are special type of blood supply to this endometrium. Let us consider this is the blood supply to this endometrium. This is a blood supply to this endometrium. Now, if the corpus luteum is secreting the progesterone, the important function of this progesterone is, it will increase the rigidity of endometrium by making this straight blood vessels into zigzag manner. It gets converted to zigzag manner. It will get converted into zigzag manner. So, and there are special glands which are present between these cells of endometrium. There are special glands in the endometrium, and progesterone is secreted from the corpus luteum. The normal lifespan of this corpus luteum is 10 to 12 days. It is from 10 to 12 days. It will secrete the progesterone, and as we know that if high amount of progesterone is secreted, then it will also send signal to this pituitary gland, that is hypothalamus, and secrete the luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone in lesser number, but luteinizing hormone will be more in number and estrogen will be more in number. Now, if this ovum which is present in the fallopian tube will get converted, or if it is in case of if the ovum is present in this fallopian tube, it makes this is the cervix and this is the wall of cervix, and this wall of cervix will be converted to smooth form, so that the sperm can be entered into this easily. Here the sperm can be entered easily. Now, whenever it is let us consider a pregnant woman, how in case of fertilizing, now the sperm will be moving in this direction, and the sperm will get fertilized. Here the sperm will get fertilized, and then after fertilizing it gets converted into blastocyst form. It will convert it. It crosses the morula stage, blastula stage, and it converts into blastocyst form. And this blastocyst This is structure of blastocyst, and it consists of hair-like structures which are called trophoblast. This trophoblast will get attached to the endometrial layer. And further process of development of baby will be taking place in case of sperm which is fertilized with the ovum. But if the sperm is not entered into our body, then fertilization do not takes place, and this ovum will be remained here. Now, if the ovum which is present in the fallopian tubule do not get sperm and it do not get fertilized, then the normal lifespan of this ovum which is present in the fallopian tube is 48 hours. Only it lives for 48 hours. It will live for only 48 hours. Now, this in case of non-pregnant women, that is normally menstruating women. Now this cycle is completed, 14th day also completed. Now let us discuss this phase. This phase is called proliferative phase. Now normally progesterone is secreting by this corpus luteum. Now this ovum which is surrounded by the zona pellucida, surrounded by the corona radiata, is present in the fallopian tubule. Now it will be living for 48 hours. Then if sperm do not get fertilized with this ovum, then it will get died. There will be death of this ovum. The condition is called apoptosis. This condition is called apoptosis. Normally, many people says that this unfertilized egg will be moving through the cervix, but they do not move through the cervix. They will be died in this position only. It undergoes apoptosis process and will be eaten by the macrophages or neutrophils. Now, this is a normal menstruating woman in which 14th day will be over, that is LH surgery is over, then it is ejected out and it is present in this fallopian tubule. Now this progesterone secreting, what is the important function of this progesterone is, it will maintain the endometrial layer, and this endometrial layer is again classified into 3 different types. First one is internally divided into 3 divisions. This is first one is basal region, and second one is glandular region, this is glandular region, and the inner region. Now these outer 2 layers are functional layers. Outer 2 layers are the functional layers. Now it will be active for 10 to 12 days in case of non-pregnant women. But if the pregnant woman, then it will be staying from 10 to 12 months. Then after 10 to 12 days it will get degenerated. Then it get converted into a shapeless structure called, this is corpus albicans. The structure is called corpus albicans. Now whenever progesterone hormone will get decreased, then one of the important main function is these blood vessels will get ruptured. These blood vessels will get damaged, which is coming to the endometrium. These blood vessels will get damaged, along with this blood vessels, these glands will also get damaged. Glands are damaged. Now, along with this, first one is blood vessels are damaged, second one are glands are damaged, and third one is these two functional areas. These two functional areas will get damaged. So all these constituents will be moving like a blood, through the cervix. In this way it will be moving through the cervix. Again it results in proliferation. Again it will result in bleeding. This is next step, and in next month it consists, again it will be repeated. A follicle stimulating hormone will be released, and this follicle stimulating hormone will convert this primary follicle into secondary follicle, and LH sludge will occur at 14th day. After LH sludge will occur, thus this ovum will get released. This ovum which is released will be in fallopian tube. If it do not get fertilized, then it will be died in 2 days. Then it get converts into corpus luteum, will secrete a progesterone hormone, and this progesterone hormone is used for maintaining the uterus. And if this progesterone hormone will be decreased, then whenever the progesterone hormone will be decreased, then it will damages the endometrial layer. Whenever it is damaged in endometrial layer, all the contents, that is vascular contents, will be moving through these conditions. This is female reproductive cycle, in which normally 20 to 80 ml of blood will be lost by the human female during the case of reproductive cycle. The main hormones which are regulating are, one is estrogen, follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, progesterone hormone. These are the different types of hormones which are involving in the female reproductive cycle. This is female reproductive cycle.